Hi guys, it is Belle here and it is time for card 16 in the Full Deck Challenge Year 3 by Chinook Art. Links will be down below, so do go check those out. And the prompt this time was sewing, or sewing. Well, we're going to get started. So the thing that I'm bringing in from last week is some tea dyed Pippa, because that I used it on last week's one. So we're going to do that, and I know it's meant to have a collage base, but I mean I could still bring in collaging, but I think I want this. And then we're kind of going to collage with the other bits, and I'm just going to cover the whole card. I'm using some Mod Podge on this so I can get the tea bag onto it, like so. We'll do it this way. So yes, sewing. Now I have used sewing several times already on my cards. In fact, I've used my sewing machine a lot, but I have used hand sewing too on several of them. So I wanted to think about how I could add sewing in a way that was a bit different to what I've done, or adds an extra element. Not element, but you'll see what I mean when we get there. Let's go put my brush in some water. Okay, so that is now all dried, and I really like the way that looks. I am going to add some walnut stain, just come in with that around the edge. So I have my three elements, my sticker and stamps, and one of them will be a word, and I'm thinking of using this sticker. It does need to cut down a little bit, but I do want some of the actual white showing to give a contrast to the background. And then we're going to bring in some fabric. Now this is where I'm going to do my interpretation of the word collage. If you don't think this fits, that's fine, each person to their own, but this is what I'm going with, and it is my piece. I'm trying to work out if I want the stamp underneath. I had a couple of stamps. Where are my other ones? Okay, found them. Yeah, so I have a couple of stamps, but I also have some little bits of fabric, and realistically I would like to do my interpretation of collage but with fabric. So we're just going to put it down in places. I'm going to start with this one. Let's cut it into a bit of a square instead of a full rectangle. Will that rip? Yes, it will. Good, good, good. Let's just glue it down now, because then it gets it glued, because this one is bending a little bit. If you can hear that bell in the background and you haven't heard it before in my videos, that is one of my cats who is wandering around looking for trouble right now. She's in a very playful mood and has decided she wants my full attention. And how dare I not give her my full attention, because, you know, that is what I am here for, to give her my full attention. I'm trying to think where I might like this. I want the flowers showing, but the flower's very, very yellow. If I don't like the flower, that's okay, because I do have another sticker that I could use. And we are going to use the stamp as well, so we could do that instead and move the flower, because I could always bring that in for a different one. Let's just glue the middle of this down a little bit and then see what we're going to do from there. So yeah, this is where I'm taking the concept of collage and looking at it a bit differently by bringing in fabric as my collage. So yeah, I kind of like that on top. I know it's a bit weird to have it completely on top, but I kind of like it. Do I want it down here instead? Let's just go with what I thought about it first. I will come back in and glue everything into place once I'm happy with it. I was going to bring in some of this netting as well, because how fun is it? And why not? Maybe put it underneath, like so. Oh, yeah, I like that. Maybe a little bit up the top too. Up here. On this side. Maybe over the top of the white. I don't think so, because I want to stitch. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, just bringing a little bit of texture with that netting. And to me, we're adding our collage. Now, I can just bring in like the bottom of the stamp. I think I like this because it's got the blue. Let's just tear it, and we can add this to the overall piece too, maybe. Over to the side a little bit. So that we've got our stamp. Or do I like it more kind of to the side? No, neither of that. Maybe I like the orange bit better. Maybe the blue's not working for me. Yeah, I think I like the orange better on there. So we're going to put that on too. And then I will have to work out where to put the sticker or a sticker. I actually got an idea. We shall see. So we're going to do that like so. And now I'm going to stick. Still not sure if I like that stamp. Maybe we can bring in 2. Let's see if this will work as well. Maybe we could bring in the number. Nope, I don't like that either. Okay. Okay, that's all right. We don't have to love everything. We don't have to love it all. Maybe I just don't like that stamp. I've already stuck it down. We're going to work with it. I can always, if I wanted to, bring in another piece of fabric across it somehow. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's do that. Right, let's start sticking all these pieces down properly, and then we're going to get to the stitching. I don't know. I feel like it looks a bit of a mess right now. I had it very clear in my mind. Do you know, sometimes it is the projects I have the clearest in my mind that when I then come to do them, just don't work. Which, I don't know, I find that fascinating. Right, that needs to go under there. Behave yourself. So we're going to do that. I mean, I love working with fabric in projects anyway. It's one of my favourite things to work with. And stitching of all sorts. Hand stitching, cross stitching, slow stitching, machine stitching. It's just one of my favourite things. So, just wondering about, do you know, I quite like that being brought in like that. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. That kind of works well, I think. Then we could actually bring another one in up here. Because something needs to go here. Whether I bring in another piece of fabric, maybe. We could put a word across there, but we're definitely bringing in this sticker on the bottom there. Like that. And then I'll need to round the ends, but that's okay. I can do that. And then we're going to do some hand stitching. So what I wanted to do was Normally I love doing crosses and things like that, you know, like a little cross stitch, because that's what I do. I love to cross stitch. But I am thinking what I might want is like a, do I want two? Is like a star design almost. So we want it larger here and here. And then we want it smaller here and here. And then over here. I don't know. If I don't like it, it doesn't really matter, does it? What colour do I want? I just pulled out some embroidery threads. Kind of love the light blue. It's quite the contrast. But then we've got pink and light blue in the... So we could have the pink. I think I'm going to go the light blue. Well, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use all 6 strands of this, which I wouldn't normally. But I find when I'm stitching on projects such as this, using all 6 strands works better. Let's just hope they can get through the eye of this particular needle that I've chosen. I just grabbed one. Okay, let me just sort this out. Could I have got a bigger needle? Yes, I could. Did I want to do that? No, I did not. So, just going to come up and go down and go back in the middle where the knot is. I'm going to pull the knot a little bit and hold it so that my stitches can go in and out of that bit. And then back in again. To here. Little star. Goes through there. I don't know. Don't know if I like this one. But we are just going to go with it. I like the stitching aspect. I just don't know if I like the fabrics. I literally just went through my scrap box and went, oh, there's some scraps. Let's use those. And back through. Oh, I like the star though. I do like that. I think that works really well on there. Then let's just do a little knot. That. And then I was thinking of doing another one kind of down here. I think I definitely want the pink for that one. So let's do that too. I find it easier if I'm poking the holes in first. We don't want it quite as big. Let's actually do it this way. I can see it better on this card. Yeah, we don't want this one to be quite as big. It may end up being that now I've said that. But I'm hoping to make it slightly smaller. And let's get the pink thread. These are just some scraps of embroidery floss that I had in my little scrap bag. That scrap bag's ridiculously large. Realistically, I could throw away more than half of that and still have enough scraps to last me my lifetime, as well as obviously all my actual DMC threads and all that kind of thing as well. But it's just in us, isn't it, as crafters, that we're like, but I may need that one. And if I'm just doing small projects, I don't want to use my numbered threads like my anchors and DMC and all that, because I use those for the projects that I need them for. Okay, why is that not wanting to go in? There we go. Perfecto. Got to get it through the fabric now. Oh, that's pulled the fabric. Maybe not pull so tightly. That needs to get stuck down. Doo -doo -doo. Yeah, so I just didn't wanted to do a different kind of stitch to the ones that I've done on my other cards for this challenge. Because I thought that would be fun. better. I like that. I like that. Stitching I enjoy. And now I need to think about, I mean, realistically, do I want to keep that? No. Will I put it in my scrap box? Possibly. Now I'm thinking of coming in with some crosses just there. We could come in with the green. We could come in with the black. I do have some black nearby. I think the black would be a nice contrast. So we could come in with that. Always have some black embroidery thread on my table. And if you're wondering what this is, it was literally, I got it in, I think it was a packet of that had magnets in it or something. They were in a little pot, something like that. It was just meant to be like it's just foam. It's a little foam block, and it was meant to be like protection for a product I'd brought. And I just find it's brilliant for things like this, where I'm having to put holes in something and I need that extra bit of what's the word I'm looking for, just extra little bit of lift, and that my pokey tool can pop into. So yeah, that's all that is. Sorry, let's put my pokey tool somewhere else where it's not making loads of noise as it's rolling. Definitely like that. Do I want, yeah, we need one more, don't we? Always feel funny if it's just the one. So yeah, I'm sure you can find a little piece of foam somewhere. It's really good. It's small enough that it goes in my drawers on my table, so it's always handy to just grab when I'm using my pokey tool for things like this. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Ta-da. So, like so. It's so ingrained in me as a cross stitcher to make sure your back's neat. So I really struggle when I've got like, when I've put a knot, because I'm used to doing the loop method, and it's just something I struggle with. I'm wondering about coming in with some black up here too. This is the problem, you start and it's really hard to stop. But I'm thinking of just doing some little lines across there. Like so. I might even do 3. We shall see. So it's definitely got sewing on here. Is it my favourite? No. But is it full of texture? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm thinking of coming on and just doing this. And then here too. Like so. Yeah, I think 2's good. I think 2. Do I want to? Sometimes you can kind of check. Do I want a 3rd one? Oh, now I'm looking at it. Yes, I do. So let's do that as well. Like so. Yes, I like that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Let's cut that as well. Okay, so we've come on. I was thinking of coming in and doing some stitching along there, but I don't know if that would be, I want to say, too much. I mean, it'd be brilliant if I had some yellow. I don't have yellow. Yeah, no, I think that's too much. We can put our word across there. So let me grab some words. We do have some of this. Do your best. Don't want any of those. Let me just grab one. I do, I think, want it in black. So let's have a look. I ended up going with a completely different set of stickers, and I wanted it to say come what may, because I feel like we've just done this and it is what it is, and that's okay. Sometimes you like them, sometimes you don't, but it's about exploring and just getting playful. So come what may, just craft. I do like all the different kind of textures of the stitching on here, so that is good at least. Yeah, I like that. Come what may. And that's my third element, because I like adding I like, do I want another word up there? I'm looking for hope. Come what may. Be your best. I don't think I want that. Okay, I do feel I want something up here though. It's very top heavy. Let me have a look. Okay guys, I was looking for another word, but then I found a bit of fabric. I really like this deep kind of purpley blue. It kind of ties in the purple down here and the deep blue. I just stitched it on top. It covers up that 9. I think that's what I was bothered about, because we've got the 9s there, but this is covered, and I didn't like showing the suit everywhere. And then that kind of makes it feel more balanced to me. So that is it. Card 16. The prompt was sewing. I've used fabric as a collage rather than paper. My 3 elements are the stamp, the sticker and the words, so we've used those. And the element that I carried over from last week's card is the tea-dyed, well, the tea bag. The tea-dyed tea bag. And we've even got a bit of sewing machine stitching on here now between these 2 words and up in this corner. So lots of sewing. We've got 2 types of stitching. We've got fabric collage. Is it my favorite? Maybe not, but you know what I really like? I prefer doing mark making with thread than I do with pens. I've decided that's my thing. That's what I like. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. Please do check out the challenge. These are super quick and simple usually, so it's easy to catch up on them. I've got a playlist if you want to see what other ones I've done, and also don't forget to check out Shanuki Art and use the hashtags hashtag full deck challenge and hashtag full deck challenge 3 to see what everyone else is doing. But I'll be back again soon with another one of these. Until next time, guys, please do like and subscribe and comment. I really do appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.